Hello, welcome to the Charles River Conservancy Parkland Show. My name is Renata von Tscharner. I'm the founder and president of the Charles River Conservancy, and we talk about our wonderful Charles River, about the parklands, and all the things that happen along the river. And one of the things that happens along the river is that sometimes the roads are closed. Or let's put it that way, they're open for people, open for bikes, open for enjoyment. So today's program is about open streets. We'll be talking a little bit about Memorial Drive, but we are talking about open streets in Boston and other parts of the world. So open streets, we have a wonderful expert of open street. Welcome Latifa Ali. Latifa works for the city of Boston. She is a liaison for Bluehill Avenue, and she has been very much involved over the past few years for the Open Streets program in Boston that happened, and you will be see pictures of that. So welcome Latifa.
Thank you, Renata. How are you?
Very well,
Good.
Thank you.
Lovely to be on your show.
Yes, so this is always the picture we start with, and we will end up here with Memorial Drive closed and how this closing of Memorial Drive can open up a whole new part of Cambridge. But here, let's go to the open streets in Boston. So Latifa, you tell us the story of how you were involved with open streets. How did that all come about?
Well, officially I came, unofficially, I came kicking and screaming. The city of Boston had come to me and they said, Latifa, we want you to do this open streets program. Or they actually asked me to assess the problems that were on Bluehill Ave and figure out some remedies. And we did a vision bus to other neighborhoods. In the Arbor Way, we went to Jamaica Plain, we went to Hyde Square, we went to Roslindale, and we took neighbors from the community of Bluehill Ave to get a vision of what they want their community to look like. We also did 2 years of focus group discussions in concert with the BRA, and we came up with a plan called Piece of the Pie, PEACE. And in that plan, it said neighbors wanted to know each other. They wanted to know businesses. We had, I think, 27,000 cars coming through that street every day. And we wanted people to stop and not only take advantage of the businesses, but we wanted people to know each other.
And you had a whole set of partners that you worked with and that you continue to work with again.
So with that mission in mind, we ran into Sustainability Guild, who actually brought all the other partners together. They are our partner on the ground in the community, and they actually brought in a module that Emerald Necklace Conservancy was pushing called Open Streets, Open World in our community. And this is a model that has been around since the 70s. You know that it's been happening in Cambridge since the 70s. It's been happening in Bogota, beginning there. Now in Bogota, they have 2 million people, 70-mile stretch of an area. So it's a big, big undertaking. City of Boston got involved, aka us, and also other partners. Nuestra Comunidad, which is the CDC in the community, got involved. We also got Project Right involved, who is a partner on the ground, also facilitating community interaction. DSNI, Dudley Street Neighborhood Initiative, Livable Streets Alliance was involved. Boston Cyclist Union. The Food and Fitness Organization was there. And then we got underwriting from people like the Boston Globe with their vision, Blue Cross Blue Shield, which has been a major partner in this happening. It really would not happen without their support. The Boston Banner, John Hancock, all of these organizations came together to make this event work. In fact, Boston Globe even features a pictorial that you can't find anywhere else but with them, of Bluehill Ave, and it's yesteryear of some of its heyday in business. So
Wonderful.
It's wonderful.
So let's see where these open streets happened. They happened, I think, 4 times so far.
They happened 4 times. I actually only went to 2 of these events. But they were all unbelievable from what I hear. The one that I got a chance to attend was Huntington Ave, which in the city is also an area that I work with the student populations. And so it was interesting. What we did on Huntington Ave is survey what they would like on Bluehill Ave. So each open streets is actually getting better and better and better. So Bluehill Ave is just a culmination of all of these events that have happened, all the working knowledge that we've started to develop, and all the landscape of relationships that we've inherited every time we do a different event. It's just addictive.
Yeah, and There will be one on Bluehill Avenue again on the 28th of September.
There's going to be another one September 28th. This is a 1-mile stretch from Grove Hall to Dudley Commons. And what's really exciting about it is because we didn't know if this was going to work. Working with the Mayor's Neighborhood Response Team, who were initially sponsored those surveys, it was a wish list. Could we bring the community together? What would it look like? Would there be any dangers involved in it? We were driving out drug addiction and prostitution at the same time, working with subcommittees. So it was a big if. And on the day of, the skies opened up and the sun shined. And I tell you one thing.
Look at that. People having fun.
You see how beautiful the day is? And I would share with you that although it's sunny there, the biggest sun was coming out of the glow of the people's hearts. They were radiating, because this is not a thing. People are either on the bikes, they're doing soca, you have grandparents, multi-generations there, multicultures there. You have the inhabitants of Bluehill Ave, which is nice. You have the businesses there, but you also have people coming in from adjacent neighborhoods. Yeah. People are asking to have it in their neighborhood, and we're actually holding them back. Yeah, so it's awesome.
And there are, of course, precedents for that. As we see here, this is a fast-growing movement.
You can just take a glance into the future of this event. Look at Chicago and the bustling numbers coming out of New York, LA. I mean, these events are amazing, and they draw attention to areas that possibly you wouldn't stop to do commerce in. But the businesses are actually in front of their shop, open on this day.
It's a Sunday. But
a Sunday. Some are open because they just want to have the additional attention, and others are already traditionally open at that time.
Yeah. Let's look at what the goals are of the open streets. It's such a wonderful range of goals.
Oh, yeah. So it is all about transforming and building community. The whole idea is to get people out to do physical activity, ride bikes. I was even on skates at the event. I think we have a slide of that coming up. We want the businesses to get economic vitality from this event. So I'm, for instance, going to get my hair done earlier in the day, because I know that's going to take a long time with my locks. But I'm going to get it shaped on the boulevard, and then we're going to have hairstylists out there actually shaving your hair on the side, on the spot, on the street. It's going to be fun. You name it, it's like an adult Disneyland.
Yes. Yeah. And here we see some pictures of the normal Huntington Avenue, and then with
absolutely there's the transformation. You can see it right in the street. Boston Cyclists Union holding it down. Free bikes that day, so you do not have to rent the bikes. The bikes are free on the boulevard, and then you can also rent bikes as well. The hub will be out there for you to do it, but it's a great time to be with family.
The Hubways bikes are in that neighborhood as well.
The Hubways are stationed there, and then there are free bikes that will be available for people, and they have the rodeos and other things, and even tennis in the streets. You have soccer fields that are being transformed, all kinds of wonderful things. You name it, on every block there's an interaction. We even ask all the vendors to come out. Instead of just offering your services, come up with a game. So you'll find vegetable twister and all kinds of unusual Jeopardies. And
what's a vegetable twister?
It's when you look and tell information about a vegetable, and then if you get it right or wrong, you end up in a weird position on a twister board. So all kinds of innovative things happen along that street. All engaging, all fun.
Yeah. And then there's also what you call here community building.
Community, this is a drum circle. Now, I just got a chance to do this on one of those vacant lots. There's about 14 vacant lots along this boulevard, and we've used to transform to interim space. These are lots that were traditionally drug addiction and prostitution spaces that we've now made community spaces of gardens and other fun stuff. And this is a drum circle. So if you haven't done it, you have to come out for a drum circle.
So did you do drumming?
I did do drumming. I did drumming for the first time this past week. Actually, I did drumming on one of those lots.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you on your rollerblades in just a moment.
I'm trying to debate if I'm going to do roller skates again this year. I'm not really as risque as rollerblades yet. I still have the old-fashioned roller skates. Or I'm going to do the tandem bike this year with my daughters. And you can see this is one of our partners, Karen, who was part of the food collaboration for food and fitness partner that we have there on the ground. A lot of community gardens along this strip here.
And here, I think this is Steve Miller, a resident of Cambridge, very active with Livable Street.
Steve Miller is a godsend from Livable Street.
That's
He's on the board there. He has been hands-on. He is part of our brain trust for this event. I love working with him. It's always great to work with people you love working with. I look forward to going to meetings because of Steve.
He's a real treasure.
Yeah.
And then we had
Mayor Marty Walsh come out for this. I was so excited. And my daughter's a face painter. That might be some of her work that's there. But the mayor came out and was part of our event last year on his trail to becoming mayor. And we knew once he showed up for that, he was going to become mayor from that event.
Yes,
yeah. He was actually the only
candidate that came
that showed up that we remember. Yeah.
Well, good for him. Well, he has already made a big difference. Mayor Walsh has been instrumental in convincing Mass DOT to allow the underpasses along the river so that people can bicycle.
Very innovative.
So very innovative. That's wonderful. So we have now some quotes of people. What's so special about the open streets?
I love these quotes. We can talk about how open streets provide safe space for exercise and promote local businesses. And you have this woman with a poodle there, which isn't exactly the business aspect of it, but you see the businesses that line that street all along and the congestion of people. And I tell you, one of the most exciting things working from the city perspective is that we transformed the street like the Olympics. Before, there was one person on the street. Every piece of trash was picked up from Public Works. Every pit was full from the Parks Department. We contacted all the landlords through ISD to make sure they mowed their own lawns. We connected with every business. They have posters in all the businesses along the route, and it's just showed a sense of solidarity that you can't see.
It's like it's a party. You clean up for the party.
It's a cleanup party, but we're talking about cleanup that hasn't happened in 30 years. Now, this is me, so this is a very special
picture. Very important
This
person.
is one of our partners right in front of their business, Project Right, who does a lot of community collaboration, and this is their VIP program, Violence Intervention and Prevention, and I'm on roller skates in a skirt in this picture. I'm actually captured in the Boston Globe with the same kind of picture. It's very fun, very authentic, and very exciting. Great. I was happy I just lived through it, to be honest, because I hadn't been on skates in months, and I dared to go out there with skates.
For you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Nice landscape.
And I mean, so you were on skates, but then other people did
Zumba, soca, you name it, in the streets. And that was what was exciting for me about skates. I could put them on and take them off and be part of any event. And you literally can go through, get off your skates or get off your bike and be at a different space. We have 9 to 10 zones in the space, and in any given zone there's a focal area, including things like economic development, community health, innovation and future and technology, all kinds of fun stuff, even interfaith dialogue. We have churches right across the street from each other, mosques and churches across the street from each other, who did not know each other until this event.
Yeah. Wow, what a wonderful way. And of course, biking is very much part of that.
Biking is our signature event. I mean, I think that's the one thing I don't even have to talk up, because the young people came out with the bikes immediately when we started this event. Yeah. And that was what that was part of the clouds party and the sun opening up. When we saw the children come, they came within 5 minutes of us opening up. I couldn't believe it. It was like the word had gotten out and they were waiting for years to do this. Yeah. Very fun. We also have 4 stages there. We had everything from Sugar Shack, the Sugar Shack stage, where we brought back the old yesteryear of the jazz. We had some of the original Sugar Shack people. We played in front of Merengue's restaurant, so we had a cafe on the street there. We had the One for All stage that had the spoken word, new young people artists, all of that. We had a DJ that came out, Chris Grant, who kept another block alive. It was like a block party. We had African drummers, and we had the New Orleans a group. I forget the name exactly of the group, but they came with New Orleans style music all throughout the boulevard.
And then you also had some
City councilor Tito Jackson, one of my favorite people. I do an event with him every year. He's my co-host, and he actually did my radio program with him, and he was a DJ for my radio before he became the city councilor. I want Bluehill Ave to be as lively, fun, safe, and collaborative, connected as it was today, every day.
Yeah.
That's a big statement from a city councilor, and he is working in collaboration with us, helping us to put together our volunteers for this event. So if you want to volunteer, contact Councilor Tito Jackson's office, and he's helping us pull that all together. We have a number of city councilors actually helping us. Councilor Ayanna Presley's office is helping us. The mayor's office is obviously on board on this project. It's a wonderful collaboration between multiple partners.
Yeah, and then you have some fun activities also here.
Oh, this is one of my best scenes. When I saw this scene, this is actually a dodgeball A street dodgeball.
It's
That's
called
what it is.
the Gaga Pit. That's what.
Is that what they call it? The Gaga Pit?
Because we
my
have it
goodness.
here in Cambridge.
Oh, I had
also.
never seen young people play in such a violent yet wonderful way. I was like, how are they going to kick a dodgeball in such a small geographic space? But they figured it out, and there was no incidences of any type of violence at all along the whole stretch.
Yeah, it's a very high intensity fun game,
Oh.
and it works. Kids and adults can play together.
But
It's really
it proves
amazing.
the fact that if you fill the space with positive activity, all negativity comes about. In fact, I have a story where there was a prostitute actually on the street, and she started cursing and acting a little weird, and then she looked over and saw the children, and she self-regulated and closed her mouth and walked away.
Wow.
So it
Wow.
drives out the bad and pushes the good.
Yeah.
I would say that the great city is not one that has highways, but one where a child on a bicycle can go safely everywhere. Enrique Peñalosa, and I believe he's the one who is
from
the
Bogota, the
founder, mayor of
Yeah.
Bogota.
Yes.
30 years ago, they have 2 million people, 70-mile stretch or more in that area,
Yeah.
and building and still building.
Yeah, and you mentioned that also there's an economic community component to the
This
open
is my
streets as
favorite.
well.
Now, my background is community economic development. That is my master's. I worked with the Massachusetts Association of Community Development Partners at some point in my career, and economic development is a must. You cannot come to these communities and just have fun and be frivolous for even a day. We're building systems. So we collaborated with Cooperative Metropolitan Ministries, who did a grant program with local churches after this event throughout the year, where they did their own social justice customized events and then hosted a forum that was awesome. But there's a number of stories like that.
Yeah,
along
and it's
this
great to
boulevard.
bring the fun together with
The fun
real
with-
economic
with
development.
real economic, lasting economic development. That's
Yeah.
why it's like the Olympics for us. It's
Yeah.
the local, homegrown Olympics.
Well, it's. I think it's better than the Olympics because often the Olympics only benefit too few, and you really try to make it benefit everybody.
Right. It's not a spectator sport. Everybody is playing.
Yes.
It's like everybody's in the Olympics. How about
Yeah.
that? We're all representing our community.
Yeah.
And we're showing our best selves. And you see a community there. You see the Haitian flag in that last picture that was there.
Mm-hmm.
And you see some of the local folks just doing community economic development. Haircuts for $10 from one of the local vendors.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about.
And the
Merengue's restaurant, and you can't hear the music in there, but you can see the excitement and the people all feeling very comfortable in front of Merengue's. And by the way, you can't get this any other time during the year, but during the open streets to come to Merengue's outside. And I'm a Merengue's lover. So if you're a Merengue's lover too, you should be out there.
All right.
And they're going to have a Latin band out there this time in a world stage.
Yeah.
Out there.
And there's dancing going on.
Liturgical dance. The faith-based institutions are a big part of this. You see some of those pictures behind you, pictorial, and the onlookers. Everybody is just so excited, and the sun is out. I think she brought the sun out. And this is the New Orleans Styles band that is out, and I think it's called the Honkers, that are out for this event. Wonderful, wonderful, exciting. And I've been to New Orleans, and this is definitely a piece of New Orleans coming to Boston.
And
rock climbing wall, REI did this rock climbing wall. This was actually at the Huntington Ave event with the rock climbing wall.
Very popular
But
thing.
my children, the only thing they wanted to do is go to rock climbing wall.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they did everything else along the way. We actually never made it because we were doing everything else. But that was where the focus was. So I'm hoping that they'll also be out this year.
Yeah, REI
90 organizations come out for the event.
Yeah, REI is really supporting physical activity in the city, and they're doing a great job.
Great, wonderful.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah, I'm a camper, so
Yes.
yeah, I love their equipment.
And now we ending here with one in Los Angeles.
Yep, Los Angeles. I think Jessica Parsons came and went to this event this year just to kind of show on the ground what's really going on with some of the some of the open streets events around the world. This is 6 miles of historic area in downtown LA.
And then this.
It just shows you some of the innovative things.
Yes.
Don't do this at home, young people.
So tell us again.
Or in the park.
Tell us again when this is happening.
This is happening Sunday, September 28th from 1 to 5 p.m. on the historic Bluehill Avenue. This is a piece that Philip Martin did, a piece on Bluehill Avenue, its historic value. And we're calling in everyone, all the way from the Jewish community that used to line the landscape of this community to come back and see what it's about and to reinvest in this community. And also all of the international boulevard that it has become with the Hispanic community and the Haitian community and other communities that are currently there. And the business community and the church, they call it a Bible strip as well. There's a lot of churches along the strip. We need those faith-based communities to come out. You saw the liturgical dance, but in actuality, we also had one of the churches do breast cancer screening. So a lot of service-based work is coming out of these events too. So we're having fun being responsible.
Good. So we're going to go back to Cambridge now.
Cambridge, exciting.
Cambridge, and what you see, this red worm there is Memorial Drive, closed on Sunday. And it's a bit different in nature because it's tree-lined, it's along the river. But this was one of the original, well,
part of the idea
votes.
about the Emerald Necklace Conservancy being the host for this event was that we would connect with the parks.
Yeah.
So you guys have automatically done that because you align the parks. And actually, my children went to school right here on Memorial Drive. So I feel like I'm part of this whole community. We have been watching this event for years, and we're very excited. I think you said in certain events it comes out to 8,000 people?
Yes, we will see an event. There will be every Sunday is the Sunday Parkland Games. Memorial Drive is closed, so parents can bring their kids. They park their bikes there, and then they go and play at the Sunday Parkland Games, and there's games and yoga.
Well, I tell you, now that I know that this is happening in such detail, instead of just driving by it, I'm going to take my children out with our new bikes and go there. I'm so excited.
Yes.
So look for us.
Yes. And then there's also something else happening on Memorial Drive every autumnal equinox. So when the summer goes into the fall, and this year it will be the 21st of September, there is an event. It's called River Sing.
Wow.
It was started by the Conservancy at Revels, and Revels, it's now in its 11th year. So it starts in Harvard Square. Here is an open street, people parading down and go to the river and gather here. So you see here maybe about 7,000 people gather here.
And you might have more than that, because if it rains out on the original day for the carnival here in Cambridge, then the rain date is the 21st too. So you're going to have a surge of people come to this area.
Well, there's plenty of space. And what's so special about River Sing is it's a completely non-commercial thing. People gather there, they sing, there's a communal singing component.
Wow.
And then the event ends with a boat coming down the river. And it has both the sun and the moon. And Stan Strickland is there on his saxophone and he plays. And then the people on the shore respond to it. And George Emlin of the Revels, he is the musical director, he makes everybody part of that. And like the open streets, everybody is participant.
Right.
There's nobody watching. This is just enjoyment of the neighborhood.
Oh, this is what we were looking for. This kind of community is what we want to engage in. So I encourage people to come across the border to Boston to come.
Yes.
I know I'm going to bring my girls.
Good. So that is September 21st. It starts in Harvard Square at 5 o'clock. And then at 5:30, the parade leaves from Harvard Square, goes down JFK Street, then turns into Memorial Drive, and then people settle and get ready for the 6 o'clock, from 6 to 7. At 7 o'clock, it's dark. People leave and go home. It's a Sunday night. Everybody feels very happy because it engages everybody.
And I've done communal events for engaging the river at that riverbank, and I can tell you how heartwarming that experience has been. So I can't imagine with that level of numbers of people and that kind of vibe, it must be an amazing event.
It is, and it is the same vibe that makes people go to the open street.
Okay.
It's because you want to be among a community of people who share public spaces
and same interests.
The same interest. Yes, yes.
Sustainable community.
So I want to show one more example of an open street, and that is the Hub on Wheel. The Hub on Wheel is a wonderful organization that Steve Miller also was involved with, where you can decide whether you want to ride 10 miles or 15 miles or longer, and they use Storrow Drive and Soldiers Field Road, and it's closed, and suddenly this road, which is normally dominated by cars, becomes a wonderful place to enjoy the river.
And I believe he has redirected some of these folks to come through Bluehill Avenue, because I remember that in the planning last year, that was part of the plan, is bringing some of those groups through. So I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see Hub of Wheels coming through Bluehill Ave.
Yes, I mean that truly circles the city.
Yeah.
Because obviously Storrow Drive is a relatively short stretch, even if you go both directions. It's a short stretch, but then the various groups go off and make loops through the various neighborhoods. And I've loved it because you get to really experience Boston. And they do close the roads when you come on your bike, and they have volunteers to be part of that. So I think there is definitely a strong movement that you are part of, and I want to thank you for that. That's right, we're part of. And
it's a global movement. It's not just local, but we in Massachusetts have actually anchored it, because you guys have been doing this for 30 years.
Well, it was on Memorial Drive. It was a woman who lived right off Memorial Drive, Isabella Halstead, and she was one of these Cambridge ladies in sneakers, and she was out there counting people. She had to raise the money to get the MDC to put the barricades on there. She got Governor Dukakis to throw a frisbee to open it up.
Wow.
She was the advocate for that, and then she was able to pass legislation to make that a permanent thing. Okay. So it's a wonderful thing, and I want to thank you for coming today and what you do, and keep doing that. And we are now at the end of our program, and you can watch it on YouTube. On the Charles River Conservancy, this show will be on YouTube. Thank you very much for watching.